Yo, what's going on guys? Arekkz here, welcome back to another video for Marvel's Avengers, and today I wanted to turn my attention to one of the playable heroes in-game, Thor, and put together a quick guide to the character, going over my personal suggestions for his best moves, my picks for his specialty and mastery trees, some general tips for combat and stats, and basically give you everything you need to make the most out of this hero. Myself and the team have sunk a ton of time into the game over the past week. We're level 50 and max power level, and between us, we've got a pretty good grasp on our chosen characters. So throughout the week, you can expect a few more of these videos, but for now, let's kick things off with Thor. Just before that though, I do want to take a moment to very kindly thank Virgin Media for sponsoring this video. We've teamed up once again to bring you a deeper look at the game, so if you've been enjoying Avengers or you just want to know more, then be sure to keep it locked. Also, for any of you that happen to be Virgin Media customers, don't forget for a limited time you can also grab yourself some in-game outfits, the ones you see in this video, in this cool red and white. For more details on that, click the link in the description box down below. But anyway, that's enough of the introduction. Let's talk about the mighty Thor, the god of thunder himself. Thor is an absolute powerhouse in this game. He has incredible heroic potential with his special abilities, allowing you to dish out some truly devastating damage numbers. Alongside this, you have both close combat and ranged options at your disposal. Thanks to your ability to throw Mjolnir, you can pin enemies to the wall, allowing you to truly control some of the more annoying opponents, and you have incredible AoE and stun power, allowing you to frequently pull off powerful takedowns on enemies. Thor, in this game, truly does play and feel like a god. Now, starting off with your moves, I'm not going to go through every ability here, but instead I'm just going to call out the most noteworthy moves you'll be using in combat. Keep in mind that once you get to level 50, you will have everything unlocked anyway. Down the light attack tree, the most important thing here is the left column. You want to go down here to unlock Hammer Spin, Whirling Uru, and Mjolnir Cyclone. This string of moves, performed by holding down the light attack button during your combos, has incredibly high stun potential, and since we'll be using the stun to quickly get takedowns for heroic regeneration, this is a must. This is essentially your bread and butter melee combo. You do also have the heavy attack options, Thunderstruck, which adds a heavy finisher to your light attack combo, also for high stun damage, and Bring the Thunder, the heavy charge attack, both offering great stun potential. But the spammable nature of the Hammer Spin will undoubtedly see it becoming your primary attack flow when you're in the enemy's face. There are a few nice moves in the hammer tree just for different ways to work calling the hammer back into your combo flows, like Uru Uppercut or Crashing Thunder, but these aren't high priority early on. In the intrinsic tree, Divine Chaos is important as it's one path to overcharging your Odin Force meter, which will be important later, and Power of Uru is great as it allows you to shock pinned enemies. The other abilities all help with regeneration or the rate at which you use your abilities, but again, you'll get them all eventually, so I don't need to speak about them too much. Now onto your specialty and mastery trees. Here you have to pick one from each column, so here are my picks. Ymir's Wrath is nice for that flat 25% damage boost when Warrior's Fury is active. Meanwhile, Asgard's Fortune is nice as enemies defeated with Warrior's Fury active have a 50% chance to drop a heroic orb, and part of using Thor effectively is minimizing your heroic ability cooldowns. Hell's Anger is of course another nice option for damage boost, but honestly I'd rather get the heroic regen since that leads to a large chunk of your base damage. Son of the Elder Gods boosts the damage to your God's Blast. For a while I did run Thunderstorm as it is nice to have 3 charges, but the sheer power potential of Son of the Elder Gods just makes it worth it. Plus you can actually hold down the button to keep enemies stuck in the whirlwinds for longer. And Overcharged Blast boosts the damage if we are overcharged, which is super handy. For the Bifrost, I took Muspelheim's Torment as this lays down a huge burn field which does tick damage and goes towards ability regen, paired with Odin's Blessing of the Realm to put us into overcharge on return. Keep in mind, using the Bifrost when the floor marking goes red does see it do more damage, so try and get that timing down. Then jumping over to the Mastery tree, while it is tempting to take melee stun damage, and I did use it for a long time since it sees the Hammer Spin max out the stun bar on pretty much 2 spins, but I have recently switched to Heroic Charge for some extra heroic regen, and you still stun enemies super fast anyway. I then have Combo Damage for increased combo finisher damage, Heroic Takedown Mastery to spawn heroic orbs on takedown, and this is the reason we use the Hammer Spin combo so much. You Hammer Spin to max the meter, perform the takedown, pick up the heroic orb and repeat. Do this and you'll almost always have your specials ready to go. Critical Throw is important as any other choice removes our ability to pin enemies with Mjolnir, and pinning enemies is a great way to control the fight. Guardbreaker is amazing as it lets you pin shielded enemies, so you can literally just throw your hammer through someone's shield. Charged Flight, I don't use this much, but it's a decent option. Force of Will is nice for survivability as you generate life when you attack in Odin Force. And Takedown Charge gives you bonus Odin Force on takedowns. Honed Force reduces the overall cost of Odin Force, which is handy as we'll be using it all the time. And I then have the Lightning Field, Charge Heroic, which further increases the rate of heroic recharge when Odin Force is overcharged. And finally, Damage Force for that 15% damage boost when Odin Force is overcharged. As for your stats, for Thor, you really want to be speccing into Valor as your primary stat, as this will massively boost your heroic ability damage. With my current stats, God Blast does around 48,000 damage, and that's without a full Valor gear piece setup. You can also spec into Proficiency for further crit damage, or Intensity if you want more stun damage. You can lean into Might, which I did do for quite some time. It's a lot of fun to boost your melee hammer damage and just go and wail on enemies with Mjolnir, but if you really want to be dishing out that godlike damage, Valor is your friend. But all up, that is a quick snapshot of how you want to consider building your Thor. The idea behind this is that you use your hammer spin whilst Odin Force is active to deal damage and build stun. Whenever the stun meter is maxed, you perform takedowns to spawn heroic orbs. In between that, you use your abilities whenever they're available to deal insane damage, and you then repeat the process to recharge them. Anytime enemies annoy you, you can pin them to the wall, but honestly, if you keep the combos going and just spam your specials whenever you can, they won't really be alive for very long. But that, my friends, is a quick rundown on how I play Thor. I hope you found this helpful. Any questions, drop them down below, or let me know if you guys do things differently. I also want to round this video out by once again thanking Virgin Media for sponsoring this series. Their M500 fibre broadband offers hero-worthy speeds and is their connection designed with gamers in mind. So if you're diving into some co-op action, then they've got you covered. Of course, if you're enjoying Avengers, then be sure to keep it locked as we've got more videos coming your way very soon. But for now, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.